Mujin's career has been completely destroyed to the point where he's now making an official apology video. And it got destroyed by the most hilarious thing ever, in my honest opinion. His career got irreversibly damaged and is currently being completely dragged by female Sykkuno fans who are fine with him cheating because maybe he would have picked them at the end. And I'm not even kidding. The Sykkuno drama has been absolutely amazing. From start to now, seemingly, its slow and inevitable conclusion. At the end of the day, women absolutely do not care the slightest that he is cheating. In fact, they are defending him for it. Men, obviously, we don't really care. Cheating is bad, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's not our job to say that you shouldn't or shouldn't do it. I mean, what are we gonna do? Just mess in your private life for no reason? No. So, at the end, Sykkuno has mocked literally everyone. The supporters, the haters, the everyone, the YouTubers. No one cares. He literally has gotten away with it. Currently, everyone's defending him, and people are attacking Mujin, and for the funniest reason, by the way. Like, wait, what did you people honestly want Mujin to do? I don't honestly understand this. Can someone please explain this to me like I'm 5? What exactly did people want to do? People are mad at him because he did the thing that he's always doing. He's just talking about stuff that popular people have done and done wrongly, which cheating is a bad thing. Everyone knows it. Well, except if you're Sykkuno in that case. I mean, women are going to support it because it could have been her who he picks at the end, and that's all that matters. Man, I mean, streamers are a plague. Streamers are a plague without any doubt, honestly. But it is hilarious. Now there's the statement from Sykkuno and his dishwasher that everything's fine. Sykkuno is going to take great care of his dishwasher now, and everything's going to be back of the way it was. Which is funny because the people defending him saying that he did nothing wrong were previously claiming that his relationship was already dead, so the cheating part doesn't matter. It is absolutely insanity. It is great. And let's hear how Mujin now grovels to people and begs to not be cancelled because he did not know that he did wrong, and he's obviously gonna do better this time. No, but seriously, what did people want him to do? Like, get this information and then contact Sykkuno and arrange a relationship council? What did people expect to happen?
Alright, so first things first, this video is not monetized. I'm not about to pull a CC in the big 2026. I'm making this.
If I ever make an apology video, you know that there's gonna be generational rent imported into that bad boy. There's gonna be 15 ads every nanosecond, boys. We're gonna go so small and so many ads that we're gonna have to create new time measurements.
In regard to my last video about Sykkuno, I want to clarify how this video came to be, while also taking accountability and apologizing for the mistakes that I made. At the same time, I also want to clear up some misinformation spread about me over the last few days. This video was meant to come out a bit earlier, but I was told by someone in the know that Sykkuno might release a joint statement with his girlfriend, so I chose to wait for that first, just in case. I'll also be going through that later in the video. So, how did this all begin? Well, for me, it was on April 7th when I was reached out to by Mal for the first time. I was told that a Google Doc was releasing soon about a big content creator. And this is when I was asked if I wanted access to it early to maybe make a video about it. The document was going to publicly release on the 10th anyway.
Mal was the first girl who told Sykkuno that cheating on his girlfriend is bad. But, I mean, he should pick her at the end, and then it would all be fine. And by the way, if you don't know this situation, yes, that's literally what this boils down. I'm not kidding when I say everyone has forgiven him. And he just is gonna continue probably doing the things that he's doing.
This means that this wasn't some grand conspiracy, okay? This document was going to release with or without me. And while yes, Rumors of Sykkuno's behavior have been floating around for a while now between certain content creator circles. None of this was gonna really convince me to make an early video. If you've watched my channel before, then you'd know that I'm someone who highly values both sides of the story. It's actually something that I always implore you to do before forming your own opinions. And while I do receive so many DMs about scoops or exclusive info about certain
I don't believe that.
topics, I mostly never take them, always choosing to wait for things to unfold in public first before making my videos. What made this situation special, though, was the 17-minute video recording of the voice call between Mal and Sykkuno. My logic here was simple. It was me thinking that we already had the other side of the story, and it was Sykkuno admitting to his wrongdoings in the most raw and unfiltered way possible. So I figured that was enough. At the same time, I thought that since my channel had grown exponentially, don't ask me how or why because I have no idea, I could maybe use my platform for a good cause, spreading awareness about Sykkuno's behavior so that no one else gets tricked into being a homewrecker against their will.
Anyway, this is such obvious lies just to try to save your hide. You don't care about any of this. I mean, and it's obvious. Every one of us knows, and no one asked. No one cares. But for some reason, you need to try and pretend that you actually care about this. Oh, come on. Everyone knows at this point.
While in parallel, encouraging others who have been wronged by him to finally speak up. Additionally, seeing that the person speaking up was doing so from a small account, I figured I could help amplify that message to spread maximum awareness. Now, yes, some people could
Simp.
definitely argue that I was desperate for a topic to bring in views, but to me it didn't matter because I was already lucky enough to be able to cover niche topics I enjoy and still somehow reach over 1 million views on them. Again, don't ask me how because I don't know, but that was just the reality. Here's the thing though. Releasing the video around the same time as the document meant that I was taking a substantial risk by putting my channel's reputation on the line. I knew this, even at the time, but it was a risk I was willing to take if it meant that I was doing the right thing. Unfortunately, though, it didn't really work out as I had hoped, and I ended up making mistakes that I need to take accountability for, which is why we're here today. The first mistake can be found in the intro of the video, and it's me using the word predator. Yes, it was my idea, and the logic behind it was me trying to encompass.
People are getting mad at this because when we think about Predator, we obviously think about people like Dr. Disrespect. But this still fits. We just never actually get to talk about these certain types of predators.
Everything, like the serial cheating, lying, and deliberate targeting of smaller content creators into one word. Before using it, I even made sure to double check its definition in multiple dictionaries, which said things like a person or
Yeah, no, I don't believe this.
an organization that uses weaker people for their own advantage, or one who injures or exploits others for personal gain or profit. Due to this, I had to come to the conclusion that yeah, this word fits. I'd find out quickly afterwards, though, that for many people, that word is only reserved to describe pedophiles or sexual predators, which made a substantial amount of
Yep, that sounds very believable. I love these apologies. They're so useless. Dude, again, no one cares. Why are you apologizing in the first? If you apologize in the first place, you're either being smart and trying, you know, to farm views because everyone loves a good ukulele apology, or you're an idiot who's gonna destroy his career. I honestly don't think that this is gonna damage Mujin in any conceivably big way. Now, granted, maybe it will because this is a drama channel, and I'm assuming he does have a very high percent of women viewers. And again, women are gonna absolutely forgive anything as long as you're hot enough and you pick them as your primary dishwasher at the end.
people feel misled after watching the intro of my video. It made it seem like a hit piece, exaggerating things, and it also made it seem like Sykkuno had committed very serious crimes, enough to land him in a high security prison or something, when that clearly
I mean, no, but well,
wasn't the case. That was not my intention at all, and I'm sorry for that. From now on, I'll only use that word to refer to pedophiles or sexual predators. That's it. No exceptions.
damn.
I'd also like to say that yes, the video was rushed. It simply didn't meet the quality standard that you'd expect of me, and that's without even mentioning that it was clearly biased and didn't attempt to see different viewpoints. There's a reason I don't typically reach out to people involved in public incidents, because it's very easy to form bias after you communicate directly with them. It's just human. So yeah, What Mal said at the end of her call with Sykkuno was off-putting, and it wouldn't have hurt for me to point that out. I get that. I was instead more focused on Sykkuno's admittance of guilt. I'm sorry for letting you guys down in that regard. You trust me with a certain quality standard, and I just couldn't deliver it this time, and that's on me. I also want to apologize to...
Bro, no one cares. Look, listen. I'll give Mujin the greatest. No one cares about you as a human. No one cares about what you want. The reason you're famous is just because you wait for a thing to fully end and then you give a recap on what happened, okay? Very popular. Turns out the people who were good at making PowerPoint presentations in school have an applicable talent to be millionaires. Who would have expected?
Sykkuno's girlfriend. In the 17-minute video of the voice recording, there was one frame, which represents 1/60th of a second that wasn't blurred. And it leaked to the group chat she was in when she found out that Sykkuno had been cheating on her with multiple people. This frame was enough for certain individuals to confirm her username, and it impeded on her privacy. I was not the one who handled blurring it, but I still included the entire thing in my own video and completely missed that detail. So I take full responsibility for that. I'm sorry. Now look, with all that being said, apologies are great, but there's no use presenting them if there's no attempt to act on them. And that's exactly what I intend to do.
This is the fakest apology ever. I mean, all of these apologies are fake.
But first, I want to go through some misinfo that was spread about me in recent days and set the record straight. When the video first released, XQC reacted to it almost immediately and would spend his time defending Sykkuno while trying to undermine the things he's done to people. He would also comment on my video. In that
XQC will defend anyone who's cheating because his experience with women have been that they try to take 50% of his shit. Okay? So it's not really exactly an unbiased source here, but whatever.
comment, he'd make it seem like my problem with Sykkuno's behavior had to do with the lack of clout of the women he reached out to. In any case, what would happen next is a narrative that would form saying that I deleted his comment because I couldn't handle his unparalleled wisdom. As you can see, that's false. It's
XQC can't even speak properly. There's not a lot of unparalleled wisdom there, okay? I'm not gonna lie.
still right here, along with all the wonderful comments left by his community too. I really don't know why he and some other content creators tried so hard to defend Sykkuno's behavior, as if he was their long-lost brother or something. All I know is that cheating has been shunned by humanity for thousands of years, regardless of gender. Maybe normalizing it now is probably a bad idea, but hey, you're free to form your own opinion, go for it. Next, some people tried to claim that I changed my video's title because I was scared of a defamation lawsuit from Sykkuno. Sure, a random lawyer from Fiverr.
Ah, god damn, I absolutely love this. The lawyer age of YouTube has been honestly great. Oh, you said bad things about him? You're gonna get sued now. No one's getting sued for anything, Jesus Christ.
Might claim that, but it's false. Here's a neat trick. You can go to a website like viewstats.com, go to any channel, we'll pick, I don't know, Mr. Beast, click on a video, and you'll actually be able to see any thumbnail or title changes since upload. Pretty cool, right? Now, if you were to do that with my video, you'd see that there were no thumbnail or title changes whatsoever since upload. So that's false. And look, defamation is about knowingly lying about someone in order to ruin their reputation. I had no intention of lying in my video about Sykkuno. And if I did want to lie, then wouldn't I have just simply removed the last 2 minutes of Mal and Sykkuno's voice call so that she looks way better and he looks way worse? It just doesn't make sense. I never make any video with the intention of lying. Period. And finally, when it comes to misinfo, there's also something else that honestly doesn't deserve attention at all, but I'll still mention it. And it's this weird rumor or fan fiction that some people made up saying that I only made this video to try and get with the women that were affected by Sykkuno's actions. Anyone who knows
True, based and real, that at least is a funny one.
Me or has ever spoken with me in the content creation sphere knows that I never even attempt to flirt. I keep things strictly professional. I take my platform...
Well, yeah, and I mean... True, real, and based, and Sykkuno has never cheated before also. I love these apologies.
Very seriously and would never seek to use it in that way. It's simply not who I am. It's obviously also very disrespectful to anyone who was hurt by Sykkuno's actions, but it's not like the people peddling these rumors cared about them to begin with.
Yeah, there's no way people are gonna look at this apology and say, good job. Man, he should have brought in the ukulele.
Alright, so next up we have the joint statement that was posted by Sykkuno and his girlfriend. The first half would be written by Sykkuno.
Oh, are we not even gonna get to hear it in, you know, the My Hero Academia guy's voice? No, this is cheap.
He'd reiterate that he lied to people about being single and that he has been unfaithful to his girlfriend. He'd apologize and say that he'd be taking a break from streaming in order to better himself.
I love the... But by the way, this whole apology is absolutely pitch perfect, okay? It's the classic, I did bad, now I'm gonna take a break, I'm gonna seek professional help and better myself. What a hero! What a hero! What a hero!
Also call out anyone trying to frame him with false accusations. So yeah, as you can see, not much has changed. He's already admitted to these things in the voice call with Mal. When it comes to false accusations though, yes, there are stories that have circulated for years among some VTubers that accuse Sykkuno of doing worse than cheating. At this point though, it is not up to me to say whether it's true or not.
Oh, come on! Give us at least the details.
Just pointing out what he might be referring to. He could also be referring to the word predator, which I already apologized for. Now, the second half of this statement would be written by his girlfriend. She'd express how hard this has all been on her, and how hurt she felt over not having a choice on whether this went public or not, saying that she understands that many people were hurt, but that her feelings felt like they weren't really considered at all. She'd call out people who sought to use this incident for profit, and would say that even prior to this going public, she was already trying to work through things with Sykkuno in order to repair their relationship together. She'd end her statement by saying that even with everything that has come out, she doesn't consider Sykkuno's actions irredeemable. She's going to stay with him and try to fix their relationship in spite of everything.
Oh yeah, right. Sykkuno didn't even lose his girlfriend. Oh my god, he mocked everyone. At the end of the day, he won. Sykkuno won hard.
I can't imagine what she's been through in just these last few weeks. Finding out that your boyfriend has been cheating on you for years, that he slept with someone as recently as December 2025 behind your back, and that he was still trying to arrange a meetup with someone else as you were already trying to fix your relationship after what had happened in December. I mean, seriously, it's just insane.
Oh,
but I do think
nice.
this needs to be said. The fact that this went public is unfortunate, but people were genuinely hurt by Sykkuno lying to them that he was single. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion at this point. Let me know if you think it is, but if someone lied to me about being single, and I later found out that us having sex directly hurt their partner, made them depressed, and ruined or at least endangered a 5-year-long relationship, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. That's simply not what I would have
Lamau, that's called weakness.
Signed up for. And seeing that he's a public figure who used this public standing to get with these women after lying to them, it felt like this going public was going to be inevitable. But that doesn't mean that her feelings are not valid, because they are. When it comes to me, I did have a hand in spreading this to the public by releasing my video so quickly, and I simply had no right to do so, and for that, I am sorry. Now, I've seen some people's reactions to this announcement, and yeah, as you might expect, it's not sunshine and roses. This whole topic has been extremely polarizing on the internet to begin with, and the girlfriend in particular is getting hate thrown her way, with people calling her things like gold digger or Stockholm Syndrome victim for not leaving him. Here's the thing though. What matters here is that Sykkuno stops his serial cheating streak, and that he stops lying to women about him being single while turning them into homewreckers against their will. That's it. If she wants to stay,
I don't think he has enough XP for that. Oh, yeah, Sykkuno and a girlfriend. Oh, wow, that's icky. Oh man, gotta learn that Sykkuno approach though.
That's her choice. She doesn't deserve to get nasty things said about her though. I wish her the best, and I again would like to apologize if I directly contributed to any harm that she might have gone through. That was not my intention. Look, ultimately, my favorite YouTuber growing up was PewDiePie. Yeah, I enjoyed his sense of humor, the fact that for the longest time, he was the sole
Wait, what are we gonna do? Talk about the PewDiePie bridge?
runner of his channel, which gave him so much authenticity.
Yes.
Ashamed of being here. Learn from them. It happened. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's I think that's enough. Anyway, that was Mujin. Hilarious. This is. At least it was fun, boys. It was fun while it lasted, and that's how this ends. Have a nice day. Bye.